I just don't think you understand how Tinder works.
Can I tell you something? I know exactly how Tinder works.
Then you don't understand how flirting works.
How do you think you got here?
It hurts.
Where, honey?
Everywhere. Can you please just come out so she can see you?
Madam, you need to say goodbye to your daughter.
You have to get strong now.
I can't.
You can. And you have to let me help you.
Life, every life, ends.
I felt the pain that you have. I don't know what I am without you, who I am without you. I don't know what the world is without you in it. I love you more than anything in the whole world.
You'll be okay. Promise.
Promise.
Promise, promise.
Promise, 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 promise.
The echo you leave, the legacy, your memory is how she lives.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Tuesday from A24, one of my favorite production companies out right now. I'm Kuya, Nerds Rule the World, and joining me to talk all things Tuesday are some of my great pals here in the DC area, some amazing film critics. I got from the Peach Review, John Jones. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. Ready to roll.
Wonderful. And of course, and he made my life easy this week because, you know, we're going to do more, y'all. I can't wait. From the Movie Review, from Screen Comment, as well as Film Threat, Mr. Anthony Francis. How are you, sir?
Great. Glad to be back as always.
Appreciate you guys. And we got another film to talk about. This one, it's always good when it's a good film. It's always easier when it's a great film.
Yeah.
So let's talk all things Tuesday. Real quickly, I'll give you all the synopsis as well as some of the cast before Anthony and John and I dig in. Tuesday, y'all. Get them get the tissue box ready. I went into this movie blind, so I didn't know much about the story coming into this or anything. So it's gonna blow you away too if you go into a blind as well, because we're talking macaws, y'all. We have Julie Louis-Dreyfus. She's a mom, a parent, if you will, and she has a young daughter played by the amazing Lola Petticrew, whose name is Tuesday, hence the name Tuesday for the film. She's got some kind of debilitating disease, cancer. I'm not sure. I don't know if they said it. The gentleman will tell me later when we get going, but she's hurts all the time, hurts every day. And death comes knocking at her door in the form of this macaw, and is ready to bring her to the other side. But she's not ready to go. She wants to say goodbye to her mom, have that kind of conversation with her mom, because she's worried about her, you know, still kind of carrying on with despite her. And that's really the whole story in a nutshell. Beautifully done, amazingly done by A24. Again, one of the things I love about A24 is they're very experimental. And also a shout out to Daina O. Pusić. I'm probably brutalizing her name. Directorial debut. Just the art that is done to give us these images and tell this tale is just so well done. We also, since I'm already like getting into the cast and crew, I think I already mixed it in. You got the plot. Again, this young woman is dying. She wants to have this conversation with her mom. That again is Tuesday, played by Lola Petticrew. I don't know any of her other work, so this is my introduction to her offhand, and just does an immaculate job along with Julia, who are just amazing. Death, the macaw voice is played by Arinzé Kene. Amazing. I thought it was another actor, but so I'm not too familiar with Arinzé, but just outstanding. We also have Leah Harvey as Nurse Billy, who's kind of like this sidebar character who's taking care of Lola Petticrew's character of Tuesday. That's your cast, your crew, your brief synopsis. I want to get into this review, y'all. I got you all both now on the screen. Did you know about this film coming into this? Did y'all see the trailer? Were y'all like deaf and dumb to this like I was? Because at first I was on a weird journey, and I remember John saying like, wasn't sure how I felt about it, because I was kind of like speechless. I didn't know what we were seeing, and I was just like, what is going on here? A talking, I was saying parrot in my head and bird, but it's a macaw. And is the symbol of death, and just everything was just mind blowing to me. But just, it all came together and it spoke to me because it talks about something that's very difficult to talk about as a parent, and death and letting go. And that's really the central themes of this. Let me toss it over to you, John. Were you familiar with this? Did you see the trailer? Did you know what we were getting into? A talking bird and Ice Cube track that plays very special in this film. I think I gotta say, as a hip hop fan, what I love to hip hop too, in that selection of the track and the meaning of that track.
Yeah. I mean, who knew what 2-3 decades later it would be the title track to something so, I mean, very creative. It was very unexpected too. And yes, I saw a teaser, but I didn't see the trailer. I didn't look up any like production notes or anything, because we discussed before, some things it's better to go in blind. So I was like, okay, in the teaser, I'm like, okay, so a tropical bird is supposed to be deaf. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I haven't seen her in anything I haven't disliked yet. So I was like, let's just roll with it. So, I mean, it was a lot. So it's interesting, because when you see this macaw and it's supposed to represent death, you really don't know what you're going to get. And in the end, well, not even in the end, about what, 5-10 minutes in, I get a bird talking to me like,
Death. It's the Ice Cube.
but like, that was just so unexpected. It was so unexpected. And yes, you guys, he actually does sound like that. And that's what threw me off a lot. So there's a lot of far out there stuff, and then it kind of brings it in and gets serious, and then it's far out there again. And also, sidebar for people, we were just talking about, before we saw this, that crazy scene towards the end of Love Lies Bleeding, and how, yeah, an image occurred, and then that same exact image occurred in this with the bird, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the movie, which I thought was hilarious. But yeah, I'll pass it down to Anthony. Did you see the trailer?
Me?
Yeah.
I saw the trailer, and I'm a big fan of A24 and the chances they take.
Yeah.
And I'm always appreciative, whether it fails or succeeds, any filmmaker who tries to go out of the norm. I saw the trailer. That said, I saw the trailer and said, oh boy, I don't know. I don't know. I was even saying, I wonder if this is one of the screenings I'll turn down. But I went, because, I mean, how could you not, as a film fan? It is all the things you said, Patrick. It is all the things you said, John. And I don't think I like it and dislike it in equal measure. But I think this next comment will make no sense. I just said equal measure. But as I think about it, I may like it a little more. But I can't go fully high praise. As a parent, and you are as well, Patrick, you spoke of this earlier. It's just devastating. It's the stuff made of parental nightmares to outlive your child. And there were moments when I thought I was going to lose it. especially one at the near very end, which between the two of them, Louis-Dreyfus and
Petticrew, yeah.
Petticrew with a C.
Who I hadn't seen before.
Okay, so we're
to
on
my
the-
knowledge.
Yeah.
But I think there are moments of there are some extremely profound moments that really gut punch you and make you happy, sad at the same time, mostly sad. And there are other moments that I was just, and I could feel John was sitting next to me at the screen. I could feel him going, I could hear him. And I was doing the same thing. I was like, oh man, there's a whole sequence, which I won't speak about, where Louis-Dreyfus has done something. And you got me. And then she's moving through town, if you will. All of that, I was just crawling out of my skin. I'm like, stop. The metaphors are coming at you. You're ducking them all. I didn't think that worked. I didn't think if they would have kept the flight of fancy at the bird, because I mean that there's a million things that go on with death coming to you as a bird. For lots of cultures, death is in the form of a bird or some kind of winged animal, from the Bible to Poe to so on. And if they would have kept it at that, I think it would have been a more solid foundation, but they went into all the other stuff that we can't speak about here. And I thought it became too much. What London is for a while, and then all of a sudden isn't. I'm like, well, what happened there? What's going on? You raised all these philosophical questions about acceptance and death, and if the world doesn't accept what you can't change, where does this go? What happens here? And then it just kind of drops them, I think. But the story of the mother and daughter, and the mother and the terminally ill daughter, and how she can or can't handle it, the mom, Louis-Dreyfus, is just incredible. It's incredible to me. And as I was writing my review, I was thinking of their scenes more, and it breaks your heart. And I think it's so well written that I just wish that was all of it. You can bring the bird, that's fine. It's something different, but leave everything else out and just have a character study with death as a bird and none of the other stuff. Because I didn't think it all was skating around each other. It never came together. But I would watch it again. I want to show it to my wife, or I don't.
She fuck her up.
And she's became a mother. Yeah, she can't handle a lot of stuff. I'm surprised she can still watch Terms of Endearment, if you guys have ever seen that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a tough film, and emotionally tough. And for people who aren't used to these types of films, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a tough ride. But I hope, at the same time, even though I can't give it a full thumbs up, if you will, I hope people go to see this, make up your own mind, because I think a lot of people, perhaps moms and daughters, will really connect to a lot that's in this film.
I completely agree, Anthony. Well said. I think, much like you, my focus kept on just returning to just that story with the mother and daughter. But yeah, there's this weird story of like apocalypse and then the nurse character and what's going on in the world that just kind of went nowhere to a degree. And I'm like, what the hell was I watching? But I guess because as a parent, and again, mothers and daughters will feel this, but since I'm a male, from a parental perspective of having a child and death, oh man, it was hard. So hard. But beautiful and necessary, Yeah. And
I'm glad you brought up the caretaker. She's in it. She does caretaker things. She has one scene where you think she's going to be important. She leaves that scene and she's back the next day. like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
She was
So
late.
I guess let's, with that being said, like least favorite moments maybe, and or favorite moments to just throw some other things out here about Tuesday, guys. John, did you have like a least favorite moment?
Least favorite moment. This the sequence that Anthony brought up that we can't talk about. That was probably my lead, because you can be out there, but that was a little too far out there and distracted from the main plot, which is what you said. It should just be focused on the girl and her mother. But that was very distracting. That whole thing that was my least favorite moment. My favorite moment of innocence was Death and Petticrew in the room on the computer. Naturally, that was the best. It was random, but at least it felt good because the theme kind of went along with the fact that the name of the song, the theme that was going with it. There were a lot of elements to it. That was my favorite part.
So the Ice
And
Cube
let
track.
alone,
Ice Cube
let
track,
alone
yeah.
Death doing this to the
Yeah.
music. I'm like, that's great. Who thought of this?
Yeah, that was
How
cool.
about you, Anthony?
My least favorite moment, what John said as well, but even worse than that for me, I'll just say, because I can't be specific, the scene where Julia Louis-Dreyfus pushes back against death. And those moments, if you will, you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
I hated that. I got so mad. I'm like, oh, come on. My favorite scene, I have two. The Ice Cube music scene, which is just, in a strange way, you wouldn't think that, to hear somebody say, there's a scene where they use one of Ice Cube's song from his album called The Predator, and it's so beautiful and pure, but it is. And you're right, John, and it's a beautiful moment, and I loved it. But my other scene is beautiful in a different way. The finale.
Yeah.
I can't say anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one that almost got me. I'm sitting there. John's next to me. I'm like, I better put on.
I gotta man up right now. I can't let the fellas see I'm crying right now.
I haven't known you long enough.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
A strange, weird, but beautiful and necessary film. We were all talking afterwards, giving our thoughts to the marketing teams and stuff like that. And yeah, even still now talking about it, there's just those mixed emotions. And I'm happy you said what you said, Anthony. There's this great story with the mother and daughter, but then there's this weirdness that you kind of oversee because just that relationship is so pure and it's so touching and we relatable. Yeah. But it's also kind of like, what is this film? And it's kind of hard film to talk and tell people to see. And when we were doing our weekly show earlier, I was trying to like promote and talk about this film because it's a film I would suggest, but I don't think the rest of America is going to see it, which is also sad because I don't know if they have the patience or I'd say we did elect Donald Trump, and that's why I don't think we have the intelligence to why some of us don't have the intelligence to see this film. I
agree.
Which is just sad. Because you miss out on some good stuff, but the inventiveness of the creativity of this film, the shots, we got to give a shout out to the director, man. As a directorial debut, I'm gonna be looking for her, Daina O Pusić.
Sure,
I'm brutalizing the name, but phenomenal. But I checked out a little bit of your review, and you're on point, Anthony, about this project.
Thank you. I like that you said that. It should be seen. And I agree, it should be seen. And it's hard for us, and I think any critic, to recommend it because we can't talk enough about it. We have to stay closed on a lot of stuff that would probably draw someone to it. So what are we saying? I really think you should see this. It's a mother, her dying daughter, and a macaw who talks, who represents death. Huh? And then all we can say is, but there's more. There's more. We promise you there's more. And again, while I feel it doesn't all come together perfectly, it has some seriously strong moments that I can't deny. And it's I'll look for the director's second film.
Yeah, and also props again, Julie Louis-Dreyfus. We know her pedigree. She comes with it, and again brings it to the plate. Probably maybe might be even seen for some nominations for acting on this. There's Lola Petticrew too, young star in the making as well, to pull off what she did. I was thinking of the macaw voice earlier, who the voice I thought it was until I finally saw the actual actor who portrayed it. Shout out to Arinzé Kene, but I thought it was Keith David. Do y'all get Keith David from that? I'm a Keith David fan.
I love Keith David. I met Keith David.
Okay.
I got Venom. It sounded like Venom to me.
Oh, really? Like Tom Hardy, but he had like a modulator on and stuff.
I know. I kept waiting for every sentence to end with Eddie.
That's a whole nother film, but I would want to see that one too. Tuesday Venom.
Tuesday.
All right, guys. So those are our thoughts on Tuesday. Any other words, John? And if not, how can people check you out and some of the other projects you're covering? Well, the both of y'all are covering Tribeca. Any other things you want to say real quick?
Okay. Well, for the first part, I would definitely say yes, go see it. It's not spectacular, but it isn't terrible by any means. It's interesting and thought-provoking. So definitely give it a shot. You can follow us at the Peach Review on socials, and then the website is thepeachreview.com. Right now we have this Inside Out 2, and then I'm on film number 10 at Tribeca, which is going on through Sunday. So that's what we got going on.
Awesome. Go check out my man John Jones Peach Review, and Anthony Francis movie review, screen comment, film thread, and many others. He's insanely talented, and of course they want his skills.
Yeah.
So what you got, Anthony? What do you got to say?
I surprisingly, after what I said, yes, I recommend it. I say go see Tuesday. I can't imagine anybody not being moved. Just go see it. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna say, "Well, I've never seen anything like that." You know,
exactly.
So at least you have that. Whether if you don't like it, you can check me out at thescreencomment.com, the movie review ue.com, and at both, and filmthreat.com. I forget to say that one. I'm a little more behind the scenes, but I do reviews occasionally. And yeah, this was fun. And you're John, I'm doing Tribeca as well. John, you're one ahead of me. You said you had 10. I'm at 9. I'm at 9.
Okay.
And over at the movie review, my Inside Out 2 review will be up later today. Tuesday is already up on Screen Comment.
Check it out. Anthony brings it. Love it, guys. Thank you both for your time and sharing. And maybe next time, if we do cry at the same, or we feel the tears coming up, we can feel closer now, and we'll be okay to cry. It's all good, man. It's okay to cry. Recommending Tuesday as well, y'all. I'm talking about it on WTOP-FM this weekend. Go check it out. You'll hear it. Also, the replay will be on YouTube. But yeah, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, Lola Petticrew, kill it. Arinzé Kene, death. Shout out to Keith David. Arinzé Kene can follow in Keith David's amazing voice acting chores later on. Because
special shout out to Keith David and Tom Hardy with the thing on.
But yeah, Tuesday, hard film, bring the tissues, but necessary and beautiful. It's your boy QP, Nerds Rule the World. For John Jones, Anthony Francis, we're out. Let's talk all things Tuesday in the comments below. Peace.